Hello, I'm Caede, your guide. How's everyone? Today we're at the Ginkakuji or Silver Pavilion Temple. Ginkakuji is located on the east side of Kyoto. It was originally built in 1482 by Ashikaga Yoshimasa, the 8th shogun of the Muromachi shogunate. In 1994, the temple was registered as a component of the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Compared to the all too famous Ginkakuji or Golden Pavilion Temple, this temple is more secluded, but it is still full of charm. Many Japanese people may actually prefer the Ginkakuji to the Kinkakuji. Ashikaga Yoshimasa, the 8th shogun of the Muromachi shogunate, became shogun at the young age of 8. His father, the 6th shogun, had been assassinated, and his brother, the 7th shogun, had died young. So there was no one around to support Yoshimasa. It is said that his close associates encouraged Yoshimasa to enjoy waka poetry and raised him to be easy to manipulate. But thanks to this upbringing, he developed an interest in temples, gardens, and culture. In 1474, at the age of 39, Yoshimasa handed over the shogunship to his son. In 1482, he began building his mountain villa just like his grandfather Yoshimitsu built the Ginkakuji for his retirement. He already lived here before the completion of the project and enjoyed the garden, but unfortunately, he passed away before the whole project was completed. Instead of Yoshimasa, who stayed busy enjoying the garden, arts, and culture, it was his wife Tomiko who had a lot of power. She caused the Onin War, a war that burned down most of Kyoto, changed the shoguns one after another, and held the real power. In a way, Yoshimasa must have been very happy because his wife was taking care of all the unpleasant power struggles. She was quite like a Cleopatra. Let's go back to sightseeing. After passing through the main gate, you can see the Ginkakuji fence. Even though it's a temple, can you see that the entrance is intricately built like a castle? It is said that the entrance was built this way to make the precinct of the Ginkakuji look as spacious as possible, since it is rather small, and to stimulate the imagination of visitors to wonder what kind of buildings lie ahead. The Ginkakuji fence consists of 3 layers: the stone part, the woven bamboo part, and the part with camellia and other plants. Please look carefully. When you enter from the main gate, the left side of the fence, the stone part is getting lower toward the reception, isn't it? That's right. They used perspective to their advantage. I guess they wanted to make it look as wide as possible. You have to buy a ticket at the entrance. This ticket is like an amulet, so let me explain. It's written vertically, so hold it in the right direction. On the top row, it says Ginkaku Kannon-den, the symbolic building of the Ginkakuji, the Silver Pavilion. On the left side of the middle row, the words for the household safety are written, a prayer for the safety and health for the whole family. On the right side of the middle is Kai-un Shofuku, which means to open up your luck and invite in good fortune. It means to improve your luck in all things. On the bottom row on the left, it says Jisho-zenji, which means Jishoji Temple, the Zen temple, the official name of Ginkakuji. The middle of the bottom says Goshugo, which means protection. The right side of the bottom says Higashiyama Kyoto, which is the name of the area where the Ginkakuji is located. We've finally entered the precincts of the Ginkakuji. First, look at the pine tree you see upon entering. Isn't it wonderful? When I came here first, I stopped in front of this pine tree and couldn't leave for a while. This pine tree is over 600 years old. It only needs to be pruned twice a year to get its shape. The power of nature is amazing. It gives you power. The Kannon-den has been called Ginkaku or Silver Pavilion since the Edo period, and later the whole temple came to be called Ginkakuji or Silver Pavilion Temple. Now that I look at it, it's not silver at all, is it? The Ginkakuji actually covered with gold leaf, so I understand why it is called the Golden Pavilion Temple. Many studies have been done to solve this mystery, but there has never been any silver leaf on the Kannon-den. The building was covered with black lacquer at the time of its construction, and the reflection of the light might have made it look silvery, or the moonlight might have made it look silvery. There are many theories. There's no trace of the black lacquer now. I wonder what it would have looked like if this building would have still been covered with pitch black lacquer. If you follow the route, you will end up at the shop, and next to the shop, there is a partly recreated lacquered silver pavilion, which you can check out later. Lord Yoshimasa, who built the Ginkakuji, modeled the Kannon-den after the golden pavilion that was built by his grandfather, so they look exactly alike. The golden pavilion was a symbol of power by Lord Yoshimitsu, who was rich from trade with the Ming dynasty, so it is glitzy and gaudy. However, when the Ginkaku was built, the shogunate was in financial difficulties due to the civil war. Lord Yoshimasa wanted a place where he could spend his time quietly, so maybe that's why the Ginkaku is not flashy. The Ginkaku may have lost out to the Kinkaku in terms of flamboyance, but this Ginkaku is still the same building as it was since its foundation, although it has been restored. That's why it's been designated as a national treasure. Unfortunately, the Ginkaku was rebuilt in 1955, so it is not qualified as a national treasure. It seems that the first floor was used for Zen meditation. Lord Yoshimasa died sometime after the first floor was completed. He actually never saw the completed Ginkaku. It's a pity. It is said that the second floor was built so that one could see the beautiful moon. That's why the windows on the second floor face east, where the moon rises, and the windows are aligned with the moon's orbit. The inside of the pavilion is not open to the public, but as you know from the name Kannon-den, a statue of Kannon Bosatsu is enshrined there. There is a phoenix guarding the Kannon from the roof. The phoenix on the roof is similar to that of Ginkaku, isn't it? The phoenix of the Ginkaku is made of shiny gold, though. Since it's called Silver Pavilion, you'd think there would be a silver building, right? It's not silver, but it's a nice building with a calm atmosphere. I am quite fond of this place in Kyoto. In the next video, we will take a closer look at this lovely garden.